3 houses on an acre and put in 200 homes, right? That takes a lot longer process. There's a lot more work, right, on the survey side and, some of that stuff that needs to happen. So we're focusing on these smaller properties. And really our business model is simple, Dylan. We're trying to find areas that 2-acre, 5-acre, 10-acre lots are selling for $10,000 an acre. And we're trying to buy 50 acres that could be subdivided into these properties for $5,000 an acre. And the owner could do that themselves, but a lot of times they don't want to have to go through the hassle of hiring a surveyor and cleaning off the land and selling 5 different properties over a 6-month or year-long period to 5 different people and deal with all of that.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level, and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest is a land investor, also consultant in the greater Atlanta area. Please welcome Casey Cavell. Casey, welcome to the show.
Good to be here, Dylan.
It's great to meet you. And I always like to start off at the top of the show by asking guests how they got into real estate.
Yeah, so I originally got my real estate license in college, and I quickly realized that selling single family homes on the nights and the weekends wasn't really for me. I wasn't against working hard, but I figured there could potentially be a better way. And then I started saying, hey, all right, maybe I buy some property and rent it out and make a few dollars doing that. So I started researching single family homes, and Dylan, I was about to buy 3 single family homes, and I asked the lady I was going to buy them from, I said, why are you selling? She goes, well, I'm getting into commercial. So I'm like, well, what's commercial? I'm 20 years old at the time. So she kind of told me what she was doing. I'm like, all right, well, why don't I just do that? So I started in commercial real estate. I started finding underperforming self-storage facilities, apartment buildings, started sharing other people that were a little bit farther along in life and business than I was, my business plan and what I was wanting to do and how I was going to do it, because I had to raise a few dollars. And I did that. And I went out and started marketing and finding and talking to owners of these properties. And I kind of have an eye, Dylan, for pieces of real estate that are one thing that could be made so much better. And for the, better part of 5 to 6 years, I bought 4 different storage facilities, some apartment complexes, and did really well in that in my mid-20s, and just started cutting my teeth in the real estate space.
I want to ask you about the first 18 months. If you remember your first 18 months in real estate, year and a half, a lot of folks who are listening may be thinking about getting into real estate. That's a big avatar of people that are in our audience, but also, they may be newer realtors, investors, and they may be either facing growing pains or they may be doing really well. But I'm curious, what was that first year and a half like for you?
Yeah, I started reading books, right? I started reading as much as I possibly could at the time. Podcasts were kind of up and coming at that period. So I would listen to some podcasts and I'm like, okay, who else has already done or is doing what I want to do? And then I hired a coach. His name was Mike. He was out of Indianapolis, drove down there, spent a half a day with him, and he kind of helped me understand like what I really wanted, where I wanted to go. And he helped me develop a plan and connect me to resources and started teaching me how to market to find deals and stuff like that. So I really just started surrounding myself with other people that had already had some level of success. And I think the more people I talked to, the more clear I got of what I wanted to do.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Were you immediately drawn into that storage facility space? Were you looking at other deals as well, or where was your attention set at that point?
Yeah, I went to a kind of a 3-day academy at the time. And it was like, you lock yourself into a room for 3 days and you learn it. And really for me, it's all about focus. So it's like, you got to find one thing and just focus on it. If you're a hustler, if you're smart, if you surround yourself with the right people, you can make money in any sort of real estate, no matter the market. You just got to stay focused. And I think a lot of people, Dylan, they're doing a bunch of things, but it's like, what's the one thing you want to do? So I really stayed focused on self-storage until I fully kind of reached my potential I felt at that time, and then exited, and then, started looking for new things.
I want to ask you about self-storage, getting a little bit granular on this. It does seem to be, and correct me if I'm totally misguided in this, but it does seem to be one of these few areas of real estate that is almost recession proof in a way. Not completely, but recession proof to some regard. I do know that people do not take out new storage facilities, or they don't plan on necessarily moving when things are not going well. But at the same point in time, people are always going to be relocating, and they're always going to, unfortunately, with the housing crisis where it's at, need extra space. Is there any element of that, or is it very much significantly affected by the market?
Well, I think it's supply and demand, as is any business, right? So I think storage, when I got into it, it was good because it was kind of the redheaded stepchild, right? Nobody really looked at it and said, hey, wow, this is amazing, right? And sorry if you're redhead and or a stepchild. I love you all. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't something that everybody was super excited about. The professional investors didn't go to that asset yet. So I got in early. Now, the challenge with storage and the challenge today is, the professional investors they've overbuilt. Right. And I think there's a lot of markets that aren't nearly as good now because there seems to be a storage facility on every corner. Right. And that's when I was looking to get back into real estate about a year ago. After selling some other businesses, I said, all right, what type of real estate do I want to get into? I reached back out and looked at self-storage. I looked at some other things, and then I stumbled across land because I felt there was a lot of opportunity there. It was an underserved market and there was a lot of potential.
When we talk about land deals, I do think that there's a tremendous amount of synergy between land in general, I would say, and storage. I know a lot of investors in Texas who are looking at all different types of deals now because the market has shifted specifically away from fix and flip. So you've got more people looking at storage. You've got more people looking at ground up construction, people looking at, hey, how do I partner with builders? And so in the land space, there's a lot of different exit strategies. I mentioned a couple of them. Is there one that you focus on in particular?
Yeah, a lot of mine are finding rural pieces of land an hour or so away from a big city like in Atlanta or in Nashville or a Charlotte that people might build on 5 acres, create a homestead, have 10, 15 acres of recreational property and barnuminium they can go and visit on the weekend. So my niche is finding these counties that are in the path of growth that people want to own 5, 10, 20 acre parcels. And I go basically and work and network with other people that own 50 acres and above, talk to them, get to know them, figure out what they're looking to do. If they're looking to sell it, I buy it at one price. And my goal is I subdivide it and then sell it off for a little bit more than what I bought the entire property for. So that's my kind of thing, is subdivides, finding a big piece of land, hiring a surveyor, cutting up into smaller parcels, and charging typically about double the price per acre that I bought it for, because those prices, or not those prices, but those properties are more in demand. It's a lot more people that want 5 or 10 acres than want 50 acres and can afford it. So that's kind of it for me. And the other niche, there's a lot of people out there that own homes on 30 plus, 50 plus acres. And eventually they need to downsize. They eventually need to sell. So I've done a lot of deals this year where I work with homeowners and I help them strategically sell off some of their land. Maybe they keep some of their house, they sell some of their land. And it's a strategy called survey hacking. So we've done a lot of those type of deals this year. So I see a lot of opportunities there. And the last one, Dylan, is just affordable housing. We're doing some properties right now where we got some 2-acre lots and we're putting modular homes, mobile homes on there, brand new, and giving people that are a first-time home buyer or VA an opportunity to own these homes with pretty favorable financing. So those are the 3 niches that I've gone after and done really well on.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
There's a couple questions and a couple ways that I could follow up with that. I'm a big fan. I feel like I was an early fan of modular homes. I've now had many guests on this podcast. There's niches within modular. You've got disaster resilient, which is becoming more and more, I would say, popular. It used to be fringe, but then you had so many unfortunate things happen. You know, California fires years ago. You had Maui fires. In Texas, unfortunately, recently we had the floods that were in Cavell that were disastrous and tragic in so many ways. And I think when people think about modular, oftentimes there's that connotation of mobile, but modular in many ways is stronger than stick built and is also customizable. People think it's like one size fits all, but there's so many different ways you can go with it.
Yeah, I mean, we're putting a house on 2 acres right now in South Carolina, and it's kind of a build to suit or order to suit. They're telling me the kind of deck they want. They're telling me the colors they want. They're telling me the appliances they want. So you're right. And if you walked into this home, you would know the difference. The first home my wife and I bought, we had no idea, but it was a modular home. We had no idea until we realized, oh, okay, house was moved here 30 years ago. So these things are strong, they're nice, and they're affordable. And right now, I mean, it costs a lot of money to build. And when companies and these manufacturers can do these things at scale, you can probably get a pretty good deal on these things. And the people that are living in them are really happy.
I want to pivot and ask you about the subdivision of the parcels of land, right? So these are rural areas. I'm imagining that you have to focus not just on acquiring the land, but also on having a buyer's list. Once probably you get to a certain point, you kind of know, okay, well, this is the buy box of these buyers. I can go back to these people. I know that they're looking for deals. It's not like you can find, subdivisions all over the place. Is there a different attitude for each buyer generally? Are some of them saying, hey, I need, plumbing that's already on site, or I need nearby. I don't want to have to trench super far. I don't know, but I think you generally get the gist of the question here.
I do. Yeah. I mean, it really depends on who's the buyer that's going to buy the land you're buying and what are they going to use it for. If they're going to build their own homestead, they might want public water, but as long as the soil is good and you can put a well on there, and wells are typical in that area, you can do that. You can put sewer as long as it has power. So it really depends on what is somebody going to need if they want to build a really nice barnuminium and use the land for recreational purposes, but maybe stay there overnight. If they want to live there, what are they going to need? They're going to need power, sewer, water, and you can have access to that stuff. So, yeah.
When we talk about land deals, storage, subdividing the land, but then also modular, these are 3 separate strategies, right? Is there, I would say, a different way that you're going into each acquisition, looking at it through one lens in particular? And is it a different formula? You don't have to necessarily give this gold away, but maybe some of it. Or is it, hey, I have to find the buyer. I have to understand, hey, what's the exit strategy look like, and then I'm going to reverse engineer what to offer for the land.
Yeah, we're really not getting into the self-storage stuff anymore. We're not really looking for land to put self-storage on. I mean, our niche is really creating pieces of land that people either want to build on and or we put a modular home on and we sell the land with a home. So a land home package or just a piece of land that somebody could build on. So that's really it for us. So when we're looking at potential properties, there's a couple strategies. It's okay, number one, can we subdivide it? Number two, into how many parcels? Number three, okay, if we're going to sell those parcels, are we selling them just as land to somebody that's going to want to build their dream house? Or lastly, are we going to put a modular home on there and sell the land with the home? So that's really it.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
When we talk about land acquisition, I come from a background of distressed wholesale before I was a licensed realtor. There's serious emotional attachment tied to physical property where people are living. I've noticed when I've done land deals that there is less, but it's also an entirely different space, right? One of the things that I've noticed is I don't necessarily have to go and myself put boots on the ground and inspect the land. But I'm curious what your process is like. Are you active outside of the Atlanta area? Is the process the same wherever you go?
Yeah, I mean, we just bought 65 acres yesterday in Arkansas outside of Fayetteville. So 65 acres, we can divide that property 8 different ways and have 8, anywhere between 5 to 15 acre kind of home sites, homesteads. And, I didn't go to that property before I bought it, but, I had 3 experts in the area. One tested the soil. I made sure I could get water. I had a couple real estate agents give me their opinions, walk the land. I had a land improvement specialist kind of figure out, okay, could we build? If so, where? So yeah, I mean, every property is different. Every area is different. We're doing a lot in the Southeast because it feels like a lot of people are moving this way. But really, I mean, you can do this wherever people want to move, wherever people want to go. You can find land, subdivide it, and sell it off. You just got to make sure that there's people that are buying these types of properties in the area. So we have a way to really search out and find what the areas people are buying in based
Yeah.
on, previous sales and current listed versus sold and all that kind of stuff. But that's really kind of where we're looking.
I want to ask you another granular question. And again, maybe don't give away all of the gold because this is, I think, a question that a lot of folks who are looking at land probably have for themselves. Are builders, building out subdivisions, are they looking for on-market land deals, wherever that may be listed, or are they looking for, pocket listings, off-market, something where they're the first person to offer on, or is it a mix of everything?
So there's a difference between major subdivisions and minor subdivisions, and we probably don't have enough time to cover that, but we do a lot of minor subdivisions where we're not having to go in there and go through a year-long process with the county or the city and get approved for all kinds of different things. And ultimately, we're trying to put maybe 5 houses on 50 acres. Maybe 10 houses on 50 acres. Then you got the major subdivisions, which is somebody might want to put, 3 houses on an acre and put in 200 homes, right? That takes a lot longer process. There's a lot more work, right, on the survey side and, some of that stuff that needs to happen. So we're focusing on these smaller properties. And really our business model is simple, Dylan. We're trying to find areas that 2 acre, 5 acre, 10 acre lots are selling for 10,000 an acre. And we're trying to buy 50 acres that could be subdivided into these properties for 5,000 an acre. And the owner could do that themselves, but a lot of times they don't want to have to go through the hassle of
Yes.
hiring a surveyor and cleaning off the land and selling 5 different properties over a 6-month or year-long period to 5 different
Yeah.
people and deal with all of that. So we're kind of the simple solution for owners that either want a quick close, all cash, and or just want somebody to kind of take their land because we're taking care of their land, and we're actually creating really nice properties for other people to own and use and enjoy. And a lot of these owners kind of are good with that.
I've got so many questions. We'll have to talk after the podcast about land acquisition. But Casey, where can folks go if maybe they're in the greater Atlanta area, or maybe they're anywhere and they'd like your feedback on either a deal that they have, or they'd like to reach out to you?
Sure. Yeah. Just go to thesubdivideguys.com, thesubdivideguys.com. You can go on there. And I've done, I think, let's see, we're on deal number 9 this year, and 6 of them have been deals that partners have brought us. And I kind of work with people to really show them like what type of deals we look for, what are the key things that we need to have in order for us to consider whether it's partnering or funding or, rolling up our sleeves and getting into it, because there's a lot. So if you haven't done a Subdivide deal, reach out to us. Happy to get to know you and share any resources and tools we have. So just go to thesubdivideguys.com.
Casey, thank you so much for coming on the show here today.
Thanks, Dylan.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.